Hello and welcome back to a new lesson. This is the second part of our units points of interest lessons. So I'm going to start by pressing Ctrl space. Let's go to our points of interest. Let's go to our data table, right click, and let's select the data table. And we need to select the structure unit data filter. This is very important as we discussed in the last lesson. Select this structure, click OK. Let's give this a name. So let's call it unit example. Now we need to click on import and that will allow us to select a file. So double click this file and these are the information, the rows within this file. So let's click on save. So when you go to your points of interest folder, you will find these actors as we agreed. We said the POI manager, the clipping plane, these should be in the level no matter what. And now we need to talk about the residential unit. So click and drag this. Let's place it next to our home view. So this is here is fine. And you will see the following settings. First of all, we have the camera length arm. So you can set how close or far this is. And by the way, in future, I will 100% place this next to these guys and I'll place them in their own category called camera settings for consistency. So if the categorization change a little, don't worry, it will just improve from here. Now, we have the pitch and the yaw rotation from that point of interest, the unit point of interest. And of course, we have the scale of the point of interest. In addition to that, we have the unit data. So we have the title of the panel that we will open when we click on the unit. So the title, you can keep it unit main title or you can set your own title. You can set the description, you can set the thumbnail, and if you want to include any images to view, so the gallery basically, you can do that from here. Hide actor in editor. This is important for when you don't want to have so many visible points of interest, you can set this to true. So when I press G, I don't want to see the units not to distract me. So if you have this set to true and press G, you will always see this, which is the game mode. While I'm working, I don't want to see them. So that's why we have here hide actor editor. And we have a teleport point. We will talk about teleport point in a second. And now we have the data table. So the data table, by default, when you click and drag any unit, it will use the example data table. And we need to set or to use the unit example. So let's give it another name. So let's say just units. Okay, easy peasy. And now let's place this here. Now, let's say I want to have like 4 copies or 3 copies. And if you say this unit here is the first floor, then this is the first floor. You can set the row number of that unit. Let's say this unit is 1, and this is unit number 2, and this is unit number 3, and so on. So let's add a 4th, why not? Let's say this is number 4, and so on. So here, then, if you take a look, this is number 1, this is number 2, this is number 3, this is number 4, and this here is number 5, and this here is number 6, and then this is number 7, and so on. So this is little tedious when you set it up the first time, but once you set it up, you can forget about it. Unless you really make massive changes in the structure of a building, then you need to update these to reflect the massive changes. Now, let's go back here. Going to click on play. Once we've added the unit points of interest, now we can see this button, the filter search button. Now, we can see that we have 4 units, and when you click on any of these units, it will basically take you to the camera. Let's click on default and let's add more distance. And let's click on play and let's click on filter search and let's click on this actor. As you can see, based on how we've selected, we go to that camera view. Okay. Something important to be aware of, if you click now on hide sold apartments, it will not hide everything we see. Like this is sold, but it's not hiding. And that's because when you set your data table on your units here, we also need to set the data table in one more place. Okay. And that place is the taskbar. So the taskbar is like one of our main items. If you click on that, and here we have the units filter panel. If you click on that, so right now it's set to hidden, but it's basically like this, and I hide it at the start of the project. So it's set to hidden. If you click on the units panel here, you will see that this is selecting this wood up data table. So we need to select the data table we've created, which is units. And now the filter will simply just work. So if we go to filter search, and let's say I want to hide sold apartments, I can click here and it will hide sold apartments. If I want to hide reserved apartments, it will hide them. And now we see 1 of 4 units. Okay, so basically that's it. Now, based on how you change the settings here, the surface area, the budget, the number of bedrooms, and so on, you will see different points of interest. And this system will work nicely when you have so many points of interest like we have here. It just works based on the data you have in your data table. Now, on any of these units, when you click on it, we said we have the main title, the unit description, the thumbnail, the information from the data table, and the gallery. So let's set a thumbnail and a gallery real quick. So here's the thumbnail. Let's add any image we can see here, and let's add a couple of images in the gallery. Let's keep them empty, that's fine. And now, this unit here, if you click on play and click on filter search, let's click on that, you will see that we have a thumbnail, and now we have a gallery button. So when you have a point of interest without a thumbnail, it will be collapsed, and without images in the gallery, the button of the gallery will also be collapsed. Okay? Okay. Now, let's talk about other button that we can add, or other ability, which is the teleport point. So let's say this teleportation point, I'm gonna click and duplicate that. And let's say this belongs into another list. Let's call it MISC, and let's call it just a teleportation point. Now, when I click on play and I click on teleport, you will see that we have a new list called MISC, and we have a point called the teleport point. Now, when you have a building with many apartments, you may want the ability to teleport to the specific apartment. So let's say in this scenario, I already have a teleport point set on this and this apartment. I will have this button, Explore. So this button will not be visible unless you set or specify a teleportation point. So when you specify that, you will teleport. And this is perfect, for example, for balcony view. You can set that up. Now, notice what's going to happen. I'm going to set this here to be this here. And this, as we agreed, is called MISC and teleportation point. If I bring back my teleportation panel, we will not have that list anymore. And we will not have that teleportation point anymore, because we don't want for these teleportation points to interfere with other teleportation points. So if you have 88 apartments like I have in this project, and you add 88 teleportation points, you don't want them to be visible in this list. So that's by design. That's how I made it to work. And of course, let me know if you have any thoughts. Now, if you go to the filter search, and if we click on that apartment, we will see now we have the Explore button. So this is a mode called Explore mode. Click, and now we are in Explore mode. And when we are in this specific mode, we cannot change the view, because we want, when we cancel this mode, to go back to our original view. So this is a temporary mode to explore a specific apartment and then come back to our filter search. Okay? That's it for this lesson. As always, thank you for watching. I hope you found this useful. Stay hydrated, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.